lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. And basically, call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically, that was really, really critical to getting the thing to pass.
What if we instead just levied a 40% tax on the insurance companies that sell these terrible, expensive Cadillac planes? We said, well, that's pretty much the same thing. But why does it matter? I said, you'll see. And they were posted and that passed. Because the American voter is too stupid to understand the difference. We just tax the insurance companies. They pass it on higher prices. That offsets the tax break we get. It ends up being the same thing. It's a very clever, basically exploitation of the lack of economic understanding of the American voter.
So clever, isn't it? Just so clever. So the major architect of Obamacare seen repeatedly referring to American voters as stupid over the last few years. But when our cameras caught up with Jonathan Gruber, he suddenly sort of clammed up. Didn't have much to say at all. Watch.
Do you think the American people would have actually bought into Obamacare without all the deception for the CBO scoring?
I have no comment.
If you're telling the truth, why are you apologizing as you did for being honest about what was done to get Obamacare passed?
I have no comment.
Professor, do you really think the American voters are stupid?
No comment.
Poor David Webb. Jonathan Gruber does not like hanging out with you at all. David Webb is the host of the David Webb radio show on Sirius XM, also a columnist at The Hill. Santita Jackson also joins us this morning. She's a radio talk show host and both are Fox News contributors. David, let me start with you. How did all that, come about yesterday? Did he see you coming?
No, I mean, he really didn't see us coming, but Martha, the mainstream media hadn't been trying to find him because he was right there. His lecture hall was identified. His office at MIT at E17 building, it was there. Jonathan Gruber didn't hide from anyone when he had the mic, when he didn't have control. But the minute he's asked a question, which frankly is based on his own comments, he won't talk to the media. And the interesting thing is when I first said his name, I said, Jonathan. He looked as if he was willing to talk and he was willing to do that. Then all of a sudden, when I identified myself as we should, he suddenly became Mr. No Comment. And to that point, when asked, are the voters really stupid? He has no comment. No comment on that. It's something else we should always take away from this. Who do we believe? Do we believe Jonathan Gruber when he says he met with Obama in the White House, in the Oval Office, when Obama says in Brisbane, Australia, he's just some advisor who never worked on our staff? Well, America, who do you believe?
Let's get a look at that comment from the president in Brisbane. Here it is.
I just heard about this. I get well briefed before I come out here. The fact that some advisor who never worked on our staff expressed an opinion that I completely disagree with in terms of the voters is no reflection on the actual process that was run.
Santita, given all of the press that this has received and the fact that he was in the White House 20 times and talks quite specifically about an Oval Office meeting with the president, I mean, can you believe that that was what the president had to say about this at that point?
Well, Martha, first of all, let me say, David, let me forever be on your side. I don't want you chasing me down. How frightening. Let me tell you, is the law perfect? No. Should it be fixed? Absolutely. I'm one of the Americans who could not be insured 10 years ago. And because of pre-existing health conditions that could have ended my life. And so the Gallup poll this week just said that 70% of Americans who have been able to buy insurance through these health exchanges are satisfied with them. So I don't want to end the law. I want to amend the law. I can understand the many questions that people have. I have them myself. They need to be answered. But I don't want this law to be thrown out. I want us to focus on it. A lot of the personalities, this has been very entertaining, but what is not entertaining are the lives that are at risk.
Hold on. Santita, I just want to go back to Santita for just a moment, David, and I ask you to answer my question, if you would. Do you believe that the president was not aware of Jonathan Gruber?
Jonathan Gruber has been denied by Republicans and Democrats. And, this started in 1989 with the Heritage. Well, excuse me, David, let me finish my thought. I mean, the fact is the Heritage Foundation came up with ACA or some variation of it in 1989.
You're deflecting,
Hillary
Santita.
Clinton.
Santita,
No, I'm not. No, I'm not
Santita, you're
deflecting. No, if I may finish this.
No, you're trying to deflect
may
and
I
eat up the
finish,
time.
David?
You
Go
learned
ahead,
this
Santita.
tactic, it's
David,
not going to work.
hold on. Santita, finish your sentence.
My point is, I feel that both parties have been in on this. I mean, Hillary Clinton tried to push it up the hill. Romney kind of got it across the line, and then President Obama was able to get it a little bit further down the road. All I want is, I want some answers, but I really want all Americans to have access to great health care.
Yeah, but
that's
okay, that's
Martha,
fine.
can I just answer
Santita, everybody agrees that all Americans should have access to good health care. The question is whether or not it should be done through the private industry, through competition, through open across-the-border purchasing of health care plans. I mean, you know, the question here is whether or not the people were deceived in this country when they were presented this plan. Is it not, David?
Yeah, and Martha, by the way, Santita does a brilliant job of deflecting, never answering your question. The fact is Obama 2006 references Gruber. The fact is we have a White House visitors log, and not everybody gets to have a meeting in the Oval Office. So she deflects from the issue to bring others into it. That's a great tactic maybe for TV, but the American people are dealing with reality. And there are many things that need to be fixed in both health insurance and healthcare delivery systems. But Obamacare is a hoax that was foisted on the American people with a lie, with a number of lies. And Jonathan Gruber and President Obama and Nancy Pelosi and all the Democrats who supported this did not fix problems.
I mean, Santita, doesn't it bother you? You know, in a Frontline interview, Gruber talks about sitting down in the Oval Office, sitting there talking to the president about this. Why doesn't the president just say, yes, I had meetings with him. Yes, I think he's a smart man. Do I agree with him on it? No. Instead, this, you know, once again, we hear from the president, oh, I just heard about this. Oh, I just read this in the newspaper. People are simply not buying that anymore, Santita.
Well, you know, Martha, I think that everybody needs to come to the table. And that's why I mentioned at the top that I heard Governor Romney deny Jonathan Gruber. I heard the president deny Jonathan Gruber. No one should deny him because
the president of the United States.
Well, no, but he did
not
implement
come up with a health care plan for the United States. What we're you're getting off the topic. That's not what we're talking about.
No, Martha. What I'm saying is Romney Care gave birth to ACA. Okay?
No, actually, Gruber only designed a part of Romney Care, which is also wrong.
No. But central to it is the individual mandate, and that is what he was central to developing in both the ACA and Romney Care.
Can we just agree to talk about the issue
and you know,
we're here
let me
to
tell
talk
you
about?
what we
the
are
president who said he stole ideas from Jonathan Gruber in 2006.
Yeah. It's
the
very clear. We got to go, guys. We got to leave it there.
He's met Gruber.
It is very clear that the president knows who Jonathan Gruber is, and it's
they
also,
all do.
I think, very clear that you know, that he should not have said that he just heard about it. I find that really implausible. I think a lot of people do. So we'll go from here.
I think everybody needs to come forward and tell the truth.
Well,
that would be a good. That would be a good thing.
I would
love
that everyone can agree
Mr.
upon.
President
Santita,
and Jonathan
David,
Gruber.
thank you very much, you guys. We'll see you next time.